Hey, everybody. Welcome and welcome back to the channel for another amazing conversation on my experience with the female narcissist. Um, Hope you guys take some wisdom from this conversation that we are about to have. And I suppose without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So, as you can see from the title, this conversation is going to be about how she once said to me, "Don't try getting inside of my head." This conversation dates back to April or May for sure of this year. And we were talking in WhatsApp one day, the same WhatsApp that she disgustingly, uh, reveals our conversations over time to her garbage audience that she has in that Discord social media app with her minions and all. And so, of course, she distorts, that's what they do. They distort, um, actual conversations. They distort everything. And so to try to discredit you and all of that, whatever. So this is the same WhatsApp that we were talking in on this day. And so she had this thing where she would threaten to leave the online community that we were once a part of, or that I was once a part of. She would threaten to leave it for the sake of um, getting a rise out of my guy. And I'll just say Babe from here on out because I call him Babe, and I'm going to continue calling him that because I can do so. So um, she knew it would get a rise out of him, and um, her claim was that she wanted to be away for a few weeks to recharge because she supposedly has depression, which we know that's a lie. Just a sob story to build sympathy from people that would be gullible enough to have that sympathy for a liar like that. And so she claims she wanted to recharge and deal with whatever depressive episode she was dealing with. And then it was also because she was saying that she was bored with the server. She was bored at this point in time because there wasn't enough drama, strife, division, etc., for her liking and entertainment's sake. And so she wanted to get away for a few weeks, supposedly, or whatever. But more so, she also wanted to, like I said, get a rise. She knew that Babe would be in his feelings, disgustingly enough, with her absence or whatever. Because again, we all know about that deceptive charm that the narc hooks their targets in with, especially the people that are their primary sources of supply, the excess adoration, et cetera, et cetera. We know that deceptive charm factor is what they use to keep you hooked in and unhealthily attached to them. And so, furthermore, there's something called intermittent reinforcement, which is really the proper term, I guess, or whatever, for the unhealthy attachment, or one dynamic of the unhealthy attachment that she's established with Babe. And so intermittent reinforcement is when the abuser, whatever kind of abuser the person is, they will want you to establish a fear of losing the friendship with them or losing the relationship with them. And so they'll do this whole cat and mouse type game, push and pull type game, where they'll have disappearing acts on occasions. They'll choose occasions conveniently enough and calculated enough where they'll disappear from your life in order to have you stressed out and overwhelmed and trying to figure out why you left and whatever else. And so, sure enough, her tactic worked with him. And he was overly concerned about why she would want to leave for any amount of time to begin with, and blah, blah, blah. And I remember saying to him that she was being overdramatic. And the fact that something in me knew that there was a ploy basically to what she was doing, I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Like, obviously, I'm able to communicate to you guys now, but I just knew something wasn't right in what she was doing, right? And so yeah, she got a rise out of him, got him overly concerned about her for no reason. And yeah, this tactic of many worked, and or at least seemingly worked, or what have you. And so yeah, it's quite disgusting, to be honest. She ended up not being gone for 3 weeks or what have you. Um, and yeah, it's quite sickening, to be quite honest. But yeah, it just goes to show and remind us all that there's no end to which the narcissist will there's no end. There's no level too low to which a narcissist will seek to manipulate, deceive, control, and everything else that they do to their targets or what have you, and to anyone in their path especially. And so yeah, that is this particular story. of an encounter that I have with a narcissist. Of course, they can't afford for you to be inside of their head, because then you'll know the reasonings behind just everything deceptive about them, um, and their games that they play, and their ulterior motives that are always at play in their day to day lives. You'll be able to put the pieces together very quickly, um, as to why they operate the way that they do, or the ways that they do, and everything else. And yeah, so quite calculated as always. Um, that's the narcissist, sociopathic ways to be calculated and everything else. And yeah, so let me know down below of any red flag, cryptic type of statements, the narcissist or narcissist that you've dealt with before, or maybe are dealing with, and on that particular portion of your journey. Let me know of any red flag statements that they've made in conversation with you, and how that whole thing went down. And yeah, let's keep the conversation going and everything. I definitely appreciate you for taking the time out to listen to the story with me. And yeah, so I'll be back for sure with another episode, just sharing some insight. Um, there's always a time to share out the different educational dynamics of having dealt with a narcissist. And there's also a time to share personal stories as well. And so all of these moving parts for sure, just help to better educate us and help us to be more discerning than ever as a result of these experiences. Definitely stay tuned to the end, because I will be linking some resources at the end that some of you guys may not be familiar with, but they'll have some sort of relevance to this conversation that I've just had here with you guys. And other than all of that, um, yeah, I'll connect with you guys again soon. My name is Adrena Monet, and I am signing off.